Yeah, I've got one person on board, 20 litres of fuel, heading on 300 degrees, and I'd be due back at 12:30 p.m.
Cleveland 98, this is Sea Rescue Romeo, have a good day up there.
Bit of wind today, not too bad. Got the boat positioned so the pot's drifting away from the boat, rather than have it so the boat's drifting over the top of the pot. When it's rough and really windy, the wave hits the boat and you're balancing on the opposite side the way the wave hits it. You could possibly tip the boat. There's much better balance this way. We've got some feelers. First cruise for the season. Do that. Now it's important when the wind's blowing, you just keep an eye downwind to where you're going with the boat. In a few weeks there's going to be pots absolutely everywhere here. That one's close but no cigar. Nearly wedged the thing on it. If you're not paying attention, you drift over someone's pot, tangles on the motor. Very easily you can swamp the back of the boat with waves coming over the back of the boat when it's windy. So that one's size. First cray, yay! Pull the middle out of the tail to keep it legal. And I'll put them straight on ice. That'll put them to sleep by the time you get home and want to cook them. That's number 2. Got a red, quite often buried this time of year, but that one's not. It's male. It's a good size. Thunder. This one looks a good size. Lady. No worries with that one. There we go. Coming up pot number 2. What I was saying about being careful about going overboard, swamping your boat, sort of stuff. You really don't want to do that in the white season. Once there's a few people out here fishing, there's going to be a lot of sharks attracted to all the bait. I certainly wouldn't want to be floating around out here. What I'm doing is I just get to my float, I run up the rope so I'm straight above the pot, rather than drag it along the bottom, drag it into a hole and snag it or something. Just pull it straight up. Wearing my shoes. That's so there's no blue-ringed octopus falling on my feet like I've had happen in the past. I got in one day wearing bare feet, found a squash blue-ringed octopus on the floor of the boat, and that was after I remember feeling something fall on my foot. I meant to have a look, but got distracted with a pot full of crays. Got my life jacket on. Heard there was a fatality down south a few days ago. Someone sat in pots, wrapped around his foot, went over the side, went straight to the bottom. Who needs a pot winch? I just use me guns. Got more feelers. What do we got here? Look a bit small, but there's a few there. So what are we going to get out of pot number 2? I grabbed it wrong then, lost a few legs. You've got to be careful the way you pick them up. These well oversized. Nice one. That's 5. Pick the bigger ones. Because you end up throwing a lot away. This is the first pull of the season. The pots will be coming up a lot fuller than this. That's 6. Another boy. Girl. Well, I'm checking underneath. I'm looking for tar spot. Number size. Number size. So keep looking for pots downwind. Oh, we got another wedgie. The gauge goes over, you can't keep them. I think that's it. That'll do for a feed. Nice little start. Can only get better from here. Now change the bait. Get rid of the old stinky bait. That's what brings all the sharks around. Chucking all this shit over. You'll see there's snapper on the sounder and all sorts of stuff. After there's been a few weeks of people doing this, it's a great place to drop a line. Keep all my old heads from the season. That's not a lot of bait, but that's all you need now they're running. All you got to do is have a bit of smell, they'll get in the pots. So now I'll go set them up on a good spot. I'm looking to set my pots now. Got my spots marked up. Basically, a lot of people fish the weights, so just drop the pots on the outside edge of the reef. I do mine a little different. I've got a number of little caves marked up on my plotter with a sand bottom. And what I do is I drop right on the mouth of the sand cave. I'll show you what it looks like on the sounder. Get this rope over. You even got to watch that you don't tangle your own pot. So I'll spin the boat around away so the motor's away from the rope. I'm going to say it's not rough today, but when you got a swell running and a howling breeze, things can go wrong pretty quick. So you just got to be on the ball and be careful. I'm running a weight on my rope there, single float. I haven't lost a pot since I've been doing that to a boat strike. The rope just hangs vertically below the float. That's one pot. I don't move my pots too far apart because I know I'm putting them right where the crays are. That little sand cave that I'm fishing at the moment is just going to fill up with whites. Next pull they'll probably be choppers. And they'll just get better. Usually I only have to pull one pot. I bring a mate out and get 2 bag limits from the one pot. Just pull the other pot the following day and rebait it. Sand cave should be right about there. Might have just missed it, that float's putting me off. Just on the edge of it, I'm going to just see it now. Drop there. Just drag it back a little bit. Got too long. Let it go. Got all rods on the floor of the boat. It's not a very clever thing to do. Get away from that rope again. Got the 2 lead lights directly lined up, and there's float right on the lead line. There's another one just up ahead. It's not good for you. You're going to lose your pot. It's going to get cut off. Potentially somebody else is going to get tangled on it.